Who would like to offer up something for either of them? Whichever one comes first, I think that's the one we'll try and go with first.
We just kept it quite simple, short and sweet.
Great.
Poised for anything.
Poised for anything. Is that this or that?
First one.
Posture is poised for anything. What do you think?
In any direction. 6 cardinal directions.
So what about
directions.
right now? I'm taking up a posture. So it doesn't, am I equipoised? So what you've come up with actually is something on that side.
I can't read that. I think it was the second one.
Okay, so just, sorry, tell me, it was equipoise?
No, just poise.
Poise.
For anything.
Poise. Okay. We're gonna have a lot, so I'm poise. And by poise, you mean there was a bit more, wasn't there? No, it was just poised for anything. Poised for anything. Okay. Do you want to add another one while it's in the balls in your, the box is in your court?
Which one are we adding? I haven't got the glasses. Read it. A posture is a. No, you're going to have to do it. I can't read it.
Oh, that was my notes from yesterday. Yeah. I don't. Just a posture, the position the body holds in space, which can differ according to your emotion or your biomechanical ease or restraints.
Whoa, I don't know. Jenny, would you please? A position your body holds in space that... Actually, maybe they can come up. Is it better if...
Do you want me to write it?
I would love you to write that down. I'm going to ask you to keep it kind of a little contained. And while she's writing that, we will move on to the next. Yeah, over here. Could we have the box, please?
A stance that allows for your intended function.
Can't hear.
Sorry. A stance that allows for your intended function.
And is that a posture? Or is that the characteristic?
Could be either.
Yeah, that's right. So can we put that there? Stance that allows for any...
Oh, your intended
intended action.
Action, sorry.
Stance that allows for your intended action. Function, sorry. Yep.
We also thought an important characteristic of good, efficient posture was movement.
Movement.
Movement. In other words, you will be in movement in a good posture.
Yep.
And that movement might only be breathing.
Mm-hmm. In movement.
In other words, it's dynamic.
Yes, dynamic.
If you like that word, dynamic.
Slash.
But even if that dynamism is only created by your breathing.
Yep.
At that particular point.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, would anybody else like to say anything?
I agree with you. You've said it.
Yeah.
Did you want to have another one in that group?
We're done.
Okay, toss it on. Over here, Julie.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Put a lid on it.
Comfort. So you'd put that here. Yep.
Tonus.
Effortless comfort or effortless what? Effortless move. If it's, yeah. effortless movement. I think it was another one. Oh no, was it effortless in this part? Yes. Thanks, Jenny.
I would have put comfort in posture.
Am I comfortable?
Can we say, I thought it was good posture though. It makes a big difference.
No, for posture,
One,
there was no defining verb for it.
for what posture?
For posture, yeah. So it needs to fit. So this pretty good, I think. Yep. Okay.
We haven't done ours yet.
Pardon? Pardon?
We've got the box. Shall we speak or throw it? Because
Yeah.
we were going to say something.
I love the enthusiasm, Ignis.
Centre of gravity is over your base of support.
Beg your pardon?
Your centre of gravity is over your base
Yes,
of
that
support.
one. Yes, centre of
And
gravity.
your spine is stacked. I can't get the term. Kind of in equilibrium, so that it's more skeletal support rather than
Your skeleton's doing its job.
rather than your muscles having to overwork like mine do.
Uh-huh. Are we ready? You got one more.
Sustainable.
Sustainable. Yeah.
And reversible.
Oh.
Are you ready? Income.
Over here. Sorry, they've been waiting longer, Helen.
Oh. We want to make a comment. We want to make.
Oh, great.
we want to
Okay.
make a comment. Yes.
Okay.
About the
Between
definition
simultaneously.
of holding.
Beg your pardon?
Holds in space.
Posture.
Yes.
Yes.
We don't want it to hold in space.
Oh,
We have an alternative view.
We have, yes.
so you want to change this from holds to hold?
We don't think that
we don't
holds
think
in
we
space.
don't think it holds in space.
That makes it sound very static.
Yes, but
We would
if it-
prefer to talk about relationship of parts of the body
Oh.
rather than hold in space.
Yes.
Okay. Well, good. Have you got another idea?
No, I'm not.
Yes, you can. I'm not.
It's my shorthand, so I'll read it out. This is a combination of a few of our ideas and we put it together. So our definition of posture is a unique, recognizable arrangement of body parts in order to action and intention.
Fabulous. Would you mind coming and writing that on the board? Like it. A group effort. Do you want to add anything over there?
What about range of motion? Full
Ra-
range of motion, maybe. I don't know. I can't
What
think.
about it? Yeah.
Well, you're
Full
saying
range
what
of
is
moment.
the characteristic of efficient posture? It's having
Mhm.
capacity, ability, but having ability for full range of motion. 'Cause,
Mhm.
like, you can't actually move in all those directions he was talking about unless you do have unimpeded range of motion, I guess.
So we haven't got anything about all those directions there, which all those directions kind of imply range of motion or range of action.
Yeah. So, come back to me.
Come back. Yeah, you've got something. You've absolutely got something. Fabulous.
Sorry.
Helen, yep.
Oh, you might have to read.
Oh.
This is mine, but someone else. And I wrote it. When my segments are stacked in such a way that my anti-gravity muscles are
I'll read it if you like.
working minimally so that standing upright is delicious and I can move in any direction I please or any direction I have to at the drop of a hat.
And was that... That's Helen. Oh, okay. Can you put movement in any direction? Because that's linking into what Emma and Philippa... Well, I think gravity's a given. Well, Philippa's very interested in water and other things. So, but let's put it in the environment that we are mostly in, because we're not fishes.
And some of that reminded me.
Delicious. I kind of like the delicious. Is there another word for... Yeah, that's where I was going. I'm going to put delicious, but Narayan had delectable, had what Moshe was hinting at. When something is aesthetically pleasing, it feels good to us. Pardon?
Yes, look, could you read it?
Sexually?
I can't, I haven't got glasses.
Yeah, but he will always stir the pot when he can. But when he's talking about making the impossible easy, the easy, effortless, and the effortless elegant, it's that effortless elegance where it starts to become, you're doing it just because it feels good. It is pleasurable to oneself. There's less care, although you could, about what others think or what someone else is doing, because what you're doing satisfies you.
But also, it's when you have to, not just when it pleases you. You can move any way you want to, and at the drop of a hat. I was reminded of what Linda said about one of Moshe's quotes at some stage, that you avoid being killed if you can move in any direction at the drop of a hat.
Exactly.
You can avoid being killed if you can move in any direction at the drop of a hat.
I like that drop of a hat, because that's so colloquial. And, you know, if you were talking to someone in the general public and you said the Feldenkrais method's about survival, they may not necessarily connect to that. But if you said there's a car coming and you've got the ability to move immediately to do what you want, they're going to... So I like the drop of a hat. Drop of a hat. But let's make sure we put... Jenny, can you put the survival? It's... pitch. We've got reversibility, and so reversibility implies that, I think, spontaneously, yes, because if you're reversible, you can do it. If a movement is reversible, at any moment in the path of that movement, you can change direction.
We made some other...
Oh, sorry, hold that thought.
Sorry. We made other things. We said structurally ready for self-actualization. We talked about structurally organised to fulfil your intent.
We think we've got that, action, intention. Were you thinking of a definition here?
No, these were just thoughts that people were saying.
We've got stance that allows for intended function.
Yep.
Self-actualization is a bit more than just...
Great, it is. It is.
Thank you.
Well,
yeah.
It's about, it's more about your potential.
Potential.
And about, yes, or what your ideal self is.
Mm-hmm.
It's more, yeah. No, it's more about the expression of
humanness.
Yeah, yourself rather than I need to pick up my cup of tea
So,
or I need to jump out of the way of a bus or whatever it happens to be. It's more about the expression of yourself.
Yes. It's, what was I? No, it's more about, can I give you Moshe's kind of idea? It's about growth. It's about growth and maturing in order to actualize all that you might want to or have the capacity for. Okay, thank you.
You,
It's coming.
okay.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something, but okay.
I was going to say it allows for the transference of energy, whether, utilizing energy from the posture or being able to rest into the posture.
So maximizes the use of energy?
Yeah. Or,
Efficient use?
yeah, efficient use of energy.
Yeah.
But
But you are putting your finger on the fact that in this posture, in this organization, upright organization, we have the most potential energy. And then, yes, superfluous movement. Any other? I think this is fabulous. I'm curious to know if there are anyone else wants to put something up here. Authentic.
What do you mean by authentic?
Yeah. In here, in the characteristics, Angela? Say a little more.
Beck was talking about the self-actualization, and I said, what did I say? Authentic embodied, about being our authentic embodied self, and that self is not just about including the whole, not just the parts. That ourselves are not, we're not just biomechanical beings. We're ourselves. We're our emotions. We're our history. We're attention. But that was more about the self-actualization.
Okay. And slouch, yeah. Can I be my authentic self? Yeah.
I'm rolling on the same train.
We'll hold that one.
Like dormant potential of possibility.
Whoa, we're getting poetic now, huh? I think we've got possibilities and self-actualization. That's enough.
For posture.
Oh, posture.
Yeah.
Say it again, please.
Dormant potential. To actualize possibility. So dormant potential for possibility. Well, this is where
it's a moment in time.
I'm a confused person, so I'm still confused.
I'm very happy to hear that.
With posture, because if it's not at some, even just like using, like because nothing's ever still. Life's always moving, always. Not a point. Like it's only when you take a picture and pretend that it's staying still in time that it is still. But we're saying, posture is in for an analytical, to analyze it.
We're taking a moment in time.
Taking the moment, to analyze the potential in that arrangement, in that moment of time.
Perhaps. I think, so now I'll say, the key purpose of getting you to think about this is that so often, that many of the people you meet and that you work with or teach classes to in the future will have an idea that there's a good posture and a bad posture. And posture is a dormancy of an action and likely an intention that may not all have the same motivation. So Moshe and Zoran, so I'm going to thank them both, describe posture as this, which basically I think you've got. But posture is an activity that we do in order to maintain a set of relationships in order to carry out an action or an intention in the world.
Say it again.
I will write that one down, but I can't but I'll do it later. A posture is an activity to maintain a set of relationships in order to carry out an action in the world.
Yep.
to the relationships of, yes, the different parts. So, you know,
Cool.
this is a posture, and I have relationships of parts.
I think I was alluding to this, but I put it as posture.
Uh-huh.
Like
Sure.
Posture.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I
Yep,
like
yep.
it.
You got
I
it.
like it. That's got Moshe's idea of acteur in there.
You have to feel it.
So,
Okay.
postulate. Okay. I think we've done fabulously. I think you could add to this list. Was there someone that was going to add something? That was the dormant.
I want to add something.
Yeah.
Regarding the posture, I was thinking about the role. Because a posture, I saw what I understand it was like take a photo.
Mm-hmm.
This something still in that moment is a posture, and it talks about a role. For example, if I think in a military,
Mm-hmm.
or the people are in the United Kingdom, they are in the door of
Guards.
the
Guards
in
or
the door
sentries
of
or.
yes, they are like this. They don't move.
Mhm.
Or try not to don't move, and there is they are doing a part.
Mhm.
They are representing a part or doing a role. If I am I have a role as a victim, my posture will be something like this,
Mhm.
right? If I am more winner,
Mhm.
maybe I could be more open or more centered in my posture.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking this is a role, something.
So we kind of had the emotion and the thought in here.
Yes.
That aspect of it. We've got the intention. You know, we might not know that we're being a victim, but we're still acting it. But so the action, the emotion, the thinking. Sorry, she's got the box. Helen's got the box.
An optimal posture enables an optimal relationship between intention and action.
Yeah, you want to pop that one up? Can you?
More or less what you were.
It's an
optimal posture. At any point in time.
Yeah.
Enables an optimal relationship.
With between
intention and action.
Yeah.
Or an action
between
reflecting an intention optimally or something.
Between intention and action, I thought that was. If we're talking about optimal, that's pretty optimal. Okay, somebody who hasn't said something that wants to say. Did you, Elizabeth?
I just wanted to add joy and delight to the over here movement with joy and delight as a you know
the delicious, the aesthetically pleasing,
to expand the delicious.
Yeah. I like that. Delicious to the power, too.
We
Pardon?
haven't got.
No, it's not. I don't. Well, it's kind of in a little bit inefficient use of energy. So, Sue's saying the distribution of tonus. It's implied here, but not explicit. So I think I would like to add that. So, does that ring bells for people? No? Okay, wait. Yes. So we so we can refine that a bit. You're in the right. You're thinking in a great direction. Well, so why are we using the word tonus rather than work? Oh, word of the week. Okay, because tonus means... But it's not, I like having the multiple ways of saying it because people, so just slash. Say that again. Well, in action, the muscles do need to rest. Biologically, our muscles do need to rest. Yes, that's the one. Yeah. Okay. Are you wanting to say something, Chelsea?
Yeah, we haven't
Yep.
got breath up there.
Pardon?
We haven't got anything about breathing.
Breathing.
Like I've got, it's...
What about
the
breathing?
movement allows all that, I've got written sort of, but it allows breath at all times and it works like a biomechanically efficient action, I mean. It allows breath at all times and would work in a chain of events. Like, you know, the dot-to-dot kind of homework thing we did online? There's that little dot-to-dot thing that, I don't know, I do it sometimes in an ATM, that it just keeps that fluidity going through your body and allows you to use your whole body for whatever movement it may be.
I don't know the dot-to-dot thing.
No, if you're trying to roll your leg in or whatever and you're trying to, or out or whatever it may be, if you just join all the little dots together, the sequential movement of it, yeah, that's probably a better word.
Center of gravity over base of support. So we do want something about the breathing, and we've talked about it a little bit last week. I'm sure Zoran and Susan did too. What do we, so being able to breathe all the time, but you know, sometimes my action involves, you know, changing the shape of my chest. So what do I need to be able to do with my breathing? If I'm always like this, yes, I can breathe in and breathe out, but adaptable breathing, great. Get it? Is that cool with you?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we want the box over there. Nearly done. Definitely.
I was just wondering, given that I think we asked the question in our group about somebody comes to you and they say, I haven't got I want to get good posture, I don't have good posture. Now, we're on the right-hand side here, we've defined characteristics of good posture. I think our definitions of posture are neutral in that you could exhibit, you could be in a position your body holds which isn't good in the sense of defined
But you
by
use
those
it really well
characteristics.
in that way that you can.
Well, or actually it's causing you pain. But as Sylvia pointed out, actually you can, you know, if your circumstances might mean that you carry yourself in particular ways. So sorry, I was just wondering whether it would be interesting to think about whether bad posture, which I'm just going to define by giving somebody pain so they want to change it, is it always the reverse of all of the things that we've put down under good? Because I would say there are some things that are there that a person who is finding themselves in pain with the posture they have would still tick quite a few of those boxes. Like they've still got skeletal support. And that's how you'd work with them, is to try and help them see the difference between what they wanted to get rid of in their posture and sort of work towards.
We use the idea of optimal or good or efficient as a reference to see how they're organising themselves. Now, they may not be able to change some of the elements, but unless you know what is an organisation that's less likely to cause them pain, injury, strain, you have no place to begin.
That's right. So
but about whether the bad, I'd need to think about it.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I mean, you know, adaptable breathing. I mean, you would want to start with somebody there, which is, so the posture you hold, does it make it hard to breathe?
Yep. That's a good start.
You know, the posture you hold, could you is it sustainable? Actually, people do sustain postures that are
At a
uncomfortable
cost.
all the time.
At a cost.
At a cost.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, it was just
Yeah,
an
it's a-
exercise in, because we can often think of good, but
Yeah.
people have sometimes trouble going from
Good to bad.
from where they are to good. Like, how would I reorganize myself? It's
That's
so
the rest of the
habitual.
training.
Okay, good. Well, we'll come back to that.
The strategies that we will use and engage in order to facilitate that, or to have more tools, resources to do that, is what the training is about. Yeah.
A lot of people that I see come in saying, oh, I've got terrible posture. And often it's a way of saying, I can see that you're looking at me. Please don't judge me too harshly.
Yeah.
But it's the beginning of a conversation about what is it that they don't like about the posture. Is it the pain? Does it limit them doing something? Does it not look aesthetically pleasing when they look in the mirror or see a photograph? It gives us somewhere to start to explore what they really do want.
Then you need this.
Could you say that it's continuous cognition? Like posture, because I was thinking originally, because I'm confused, that posture, you know, even though you can't be static, we're looking at a static, so it's dormant potential and it's posture and all that. But that means it's like correlated to time somewhat, you know, like past, present, future. So you need to have an intention, you know, like that's the ground point, the motivation or the intention to move, and the mind-body thing being inseparable. Cognition, like posture is...
Thoughts?
Yeah.
Thoughts? And I think Zoran would be the one to ask that question. I can give you my first off response, that thinking is a part of any action. Yep. Sometimes it's more a part. It also depends on how you define thinking or cognition. So you've kind of opened it, but you could say, yes, there is neurological activity. There's going to be more or less of thinking, feeling, sensing, action going on. So I don't believe you can separate the cognition out of us. Well, it depends. But I don't want to go down that path because it's not my area. Zoran is a cognitive. He has studied cognitive science. Yeah, we're talking about the thinking aspect. I think, if I understand, but how you interpret a word, or two words, and how I do, it's not. It is semantics, but it's an understanding that we have, and until we get on exactly the same page, we may be meaning the same thing, but coming at it from a different perspective. So rather than spend the time on that right now,
just like the grassroots, nitty gritty, what's underneath everything, what moves us.
Well, we talk, I think in our culture, we think people talk about good posture and bad posture. But in actual fact, if you take a moment in time, any of you around the room are adopting a posture. Yeah. So it is not just physical, although it has a physical shape that has relationships, unique and recognizable arrangement of body parts. Unless they're not conscious. Yes. Do we always know our intention? No.
At the same time, the pain will tell me whether my intention is, my intention is to be reasonably comfortable.
Okay, you're orientating yourself. You're using your senses and your sensory systems to inform you, give you feedback about your organisation in order to do what you want to do, which fits, I think, with these and with the one Moshe's and Zoran's, which I will write up, which is, it's close. So let's leave it there and take a 5-minute water out break.